Hello there, Crystal from the SimplyWise team. In today's video, we're going to walk through how to create an estimate. Getting started, when you land on your home screen, you can tap the blue Create button to get started and tap Estimate. This will bring you to your new estimate screen where you are going to want to include the full scope of the project. The more details that you include, the better that the app will understand the scope of the work and what you're looking to do with your project. So getting started, we're going to go ahead and input our project description here. And below the project description, there are a series of icons that you can use. So if you want to do the room scan, you would tap on the first icon, LiDAR. You want to upload photos, tap the second, blueprints, and then walk through. We're not going to get too deep in the weeds there because we just want to focus on inputting our project description and using a photo for it. When you tap on photo, it's going to prompt you to either take a photo or choose from your library. If you have your photo saved, just tap choose from library. And then you'll be able to select the photo that you want to include. You can include up to 60 photos here. For this example, we're going to select one. And once it's uploaded, you'll see it below the project description box. From here, tap Done, tap Next. And once it's processed, it will show you your line items. Before it does that, though, it's going to ask you a series of discovery questions. So you simply tap through those questions, select the answers that's most appropriate. Once you complete that, it'll give you your project breakdown screen. And here you can actually scroll through and read the different pieces of your project, so to speak. Be careful with this. If you delete it, then you would have to go in and recreate a new one. You can edit by tapping on the pencil, but for this example, we're going to leave it as is and tap Generate Estimate. Once it completes the estimate generation, it's going to bring you to your new estimate screen, which is where all of your line items are located. If you want to make any edits here, you certainly can. You can go through and review. You can tap on your pencil icon. You can rename this section if you want. You can completely remove entire sections by tapping the red trash can icon. You can also add items. So let's say the app missed something or there's an additional item in talking with your client that you want to include. You can tap Add Item, and here on the Edit Item screen, it will also give you the opportunity to enter those details there. So you can add those with a few taps pretty quickly. And you can also use the Edit with AI. So let's say you want to change the tile to porcelain. You would simply tap on Tile to Porcelain, let it run, and then it will replace that line item. So it removed the ceramic floor to the porcelain floor, okay? So once you've reviewed that and you're good with it, you can tap Apply. That saves those changes. Also here on this screen, you can edit your total. At the very bottom, you'll see it says $22,119. If you want to change that, you can. If you want to do it to the materials or the labor or the total, you can. So once you make those changes, you would simply tap Done. And then you can also edit with AI button here at the bottom as well. So if there's additional things that you want to add in quickly, you would describe what you want to change, tap apply, and then it would apply those changes for you. Okay. From here, tap Save Estimate. And it's going to take you to the project render screen. Here's where we can render those images. So it gives our client a great visual of what our before project looked like, and then also what the final project will look like. So we're going to tap Generate Render here. We're going to select the photo that we uploaded, and we're going to let it generate that render for us. Okay, so once it's completed, it'll let you know render's completed, and it will give you the toggle bar there that you can actually go and look at your before and your after. So we're pretty pleased. It's given us the changes that we look for in our original project description, and we don't need any changes. On this screen, you have the option, a few different options really. You can edit it, you can download it, you can save it, and you can skip it altogether. Okay, if you want to download this so that you have this image to your own personal gallery on your phone, or save it to your computer, download this from here. Okay, once you get it into an estimate, you can go back and pull it out, but it's going to be easier if you download it. It'll save it to your camera roll, and you can have it for future reference. If you want to make edits, you would simply tap Edit, and it would allow you to do that. You would type in the changes that you want to make, and then you can apply those there. And then you can also skip or save. So we're pretty pleased with this. So we're going to tap Save. And here you need to save it to the folder where you want to have it. So I'm going to tap Existing Project because I want this in my new Estimates folder, which is my first folder. Tap Save. And once saved, it is now logged into your Cost Estimator app in a folder, no longer as a draft, but as a saved estimate, okay? So here on your line item screen, you'll see a series of icons at the top. The estimate icon, which is highlighted, is the screen that we're on. So this gives us the breakdown of all of our line items. We can go through each and every one. Again, we can make those changes if we want. So if we want to add item, edit with AI, etc., we have that option. The plan is going to give us what the app generated based on our project description. You can edit these. Keep in mind, if you delete anything, then it cannot be restored, and you would have to re-add it. Okay. Photos is going to show us our photos that we uploaded, our floor plan if we have it, and then our renders. You can go back in here and add more photos. Let's say your client calls you back and says, hey, there's another project I want you to do while you're remodeling the kitchen. I want you to take a look at my laundry room. You can go in, add those folders, or excuse me, add those photos, and then you can also render, and you can add the additional work to the same estimate if it's easy for you. If you prefer to set up a separate estimate, you can also do that. The notes field is going to reflect our project description. Remember, the app wants a detailed and thorough project description. This is rather short because it's just an example, but the more detail that you give it, the better the app understands what you're looking for. Client is going to give you the information on the client. We haven't selected a client for this. You can quickly go in, tap Add Client. If you already have your client list set up, then you can go ahead and tap who you need, or you can create a new one. You can select your project start date, and you can also set up the client's address there if needed. If it's different, you can set it up as well. History tab is going to walk through the total of the estimate when you make changes. If you do edit with AI, if you remove items, add items, etc., then you'll see those edits there, and you'll have the option to restore. You won't be able to see the details per se, but you will be able to see the timestamps on it. So if you need to revert back to a previous version, you can. We walk through in another video how to duplicate estimates so that if you want to keep the original one the same, you can duplicate it and then make changes there without losing any progress. But we'll cover that in another video. Okay. For the rest of this tutorial though, we're back on our estimate screen. And from here, if everything's good, we can tap Send Estimate. We can tap Next. And this will bring us to our preview screen. So we'll see our logo at the top, the estimate number, when it was issued, the total. We have our client information. We have the site address, project breakdown, all the scope of the work. And then we have our line items here. Now, when you're creating an estimate, you have the ability to limit the line items that are visible to your client. And to do that, you want to tap Edit, and then you want to scroll down to Line Items. Okay, so you can see when you tap in here at the very top, it says Show Line Items As, and it gives you 4 different options. If you want to show just the total, you don't want the client seeing any other details, you want to select that one, and it will look just like that client on the client preview square there. If you want the names only, then this is what it's going to show you. It's going to give you the names of the line items and the quantity. That's it. Okay. If you want grouped items, then you would select that one, and it's going to show you in each category the material total and the labor total. And then if you want the full detail view, you would select names and totals. This is going to give you line item, quantity, and total. It's going to give you unit price as well. So this is detailed. This is going to show them every single thing in there. If you have a markup included, then the markup setting is below the show line item settings. So you can either separate your markup into its own line item, or if you deselect that option, then what it does, it disperses the markup across all line items. We don't have a markup set up in this estimate at this moment, but if we set it up, you would see that. Okay, so we're gonna let our client see all of the details. This may create a headache for some of the users because clients can get caught in the details, and if you want to save that, then you can change it. But for this example, we'll leave it as is. We're going to tap Done, and we're going to go back to the edit screen. So what can we edit on the edit screen? That's a great question. You can edit your business info at the top. You can edit your client info. You can also edit your email message. So this is a sticky message. It should stay like this or similar to when you're sending your email. You can go in here and you can delete it, you can edit it, you can make any changes that you need, and once you do that, you can tap Done. Also here below that, you can change your estimate number. Just tap on estimate number there. Site address you can change. Project breakdown you can change. You can change the note. Also the disclaimer. If there's information in there that you want to include, so let's say payments due within 3 business days, then once the estimate is approved, or if you have terms and conditions that's not in document form, just in text form, then you can include that there. Also, if you don't want it visible in the estimate, then you can toggle it off by toggling the little button at the top, and once you're done, just tap Done there. Also, you can edit and add site photos, renders. We want to show the render in the app. We want our customer to see what the finished product will look like before we even get started. That's going to help us win the bid. So if you want to keep it private, you certainly can. Up to you. Floor plans, you can also edit those there or upload. Add-ons, we covered this in another tutorial, but we'll go through it briefly. So add-ons are a great way to add on upsells within your work. So if you've discussed things with the client or you thought of some different options that would be great, that would be upsell items, you can quickly go in here, and the app will give you some based on the scope of work, and you can select those if you want. And then if you have ones that you want to add on your own, just scroll to the bottom, tap Create Your Own, and then you can input those details there. Okay. Once you're done, tap Done again, and it will load the preview screen for you again. So once you've gone through and it looks the way that you want it, you can go in and tap Send Estimate, and this will bring you to your send screen. Okay, we no longer send estimates through the app. You'll need to send it through your own email app. You can send it through text message or messenger, but the easiest and the most optimal way would be sending it through your own email app, so you have a record of it in your sent box. Simply tap Other Sharing Options. It'll take you right to your apps. You can select your email app and send from there. Okay, hope that you found this helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.